You hear your voice in a recording, and something immediately feels wrong. You recognize the words, you recognize the way you speak, but somehow the person talking doesn't sound like you. Maybe your voice suddenly sounds higher, maybe it sounds thinner, maybe it sounds deeper than you expected, or maybe it just sounds completely unfamiliar. And there's a strange reason for this. The voice you're used to hearing isn't actually the same voice everyone else hears. When you speak, your vocal cords vibrate inside your throat. Those vibrations create sound waves. Some of those sound waves travel through the air. They move from your mouth toward your ears. Your microphone can capture this part. But there's another path those vibrations take. They also travel through your skull. Your bones can conduct sound vibrations surprisingly well, especially the lower frequencies. That means when you're speaking, your ears are receiving your voice through two different pathways. One travels through the air, the other travels through your bones. Your brain combines both signals, and that combination creates the version of your voice you've heard your entire life. That's why your voice sounds normal when you're talking. Your brain already knows what to expect. But then you record yourself. The microphone doesn't hear the vibrations traveling through your skull. It mainly captures the sound traveling through the air. Then you play the recording back. Suddenly you're hearing your voice through only one pathway, and your brain notices the difference immediately. It's almost like hearing someone impersonate you. The voice is technically yours. The words are yours. The pronunciation is yours. But the sound is missing something your brain has always associated with your voice. And that's the part that feels so strange. Your brain isn't actually telling you that your voice sounds bad. It's telling you that your voice sounds unfamiliar. There's another reason recordings can make this even more noticeable. Your voice is shaped by your vocal cords, throat, mouth, tongue, and nasal passages. All of these structures affect the frequencies that reach the microphone. And microphones don't perfectly reproduce every sound. Some microphones emphasize certain frequencies, others reduce them. Your phone microphone can make your voice sound different from a studio microphone. The room can change it too. If you're recording in a large empty room, your voice can bounce off walls. Those reflections create an echo. If you're recording somewhere with curtains, carpets, and furniture, the sound becomes more controlled. Even the distance between your mouth and the microphone matters. Move closer, and your voice can sound warmer and deeper. Move farther away, and it can sound thinner. So the recording isn't always an exact copy of what another person hears. But there's still something important happening. Other people really do hear a version of your voice that's closer to the recording than the voice inside your head. And that can be difficult to accept because you've spent your entire life hearing your own voice differently. Think about how often you've spoken. Thousands of conversations, millions of words, every single time your brain heard that combination of air conduction and bone conduction. So your brain built a powerful expectation. This is what my voice sounds like. Then one day you press record, and that expectation gets destroyed in a few seconds. Your brain hears the recording and thinks something is wrong, but nothing is wrong. You're simply hearing information your brain normally doesn't receive. And there's an even stranger part. If you listen to your recorded voice often enough, it starts becoming less strange. Your brain can adapt to the new sound. The first recording might make you cringe. The 10th might sound normal. Eventually, you may stop noticing the difference. That's because your brain is constantly adapting to familiar sounds. The same thing happens with your appearance. You see yourself in a mirror constantly, and then you see a photograph of yourself. The image can look strangely different, but the photograph didn't suddenly change your face. You're simply seeing yourself from a perspective you're less accustomed to. Your voice works in a similar way. The recording isn't revealing a secret, terrible version of you. It's revealing a version your brain hasn't spent years listening to. So if you've ever recorded yourself and immediately thought, why do I sound like that? There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your voice. Your brain was simply comparing two different sound signals. The voice inside your head is partly created by vibrations traveling through your skull. The voice in the recording is mostly sound traveling through the air. They're both your voice. They're just two different ways of experiencing it. And once you understand that, hearing yourself on a recording becomes a little less disturbing. Because that weird voice isn't someone else. It's you. It's just the version of you that everyone else has been hearing all along.